Hi there, this is Mike Perdina. I'm a member of the rock and roll capital Street Machines, and every Tuesday night in Solon during the summer, they put on this wonderful cruise in this 500-car parking lot. And we brought the old Chevy Nomad 57. City of Solon supports us on this, and we think we're going to show you a lot of neat stuff. Come on along. Hi there, with Ray Stoffel, and Ray's got the pride and joy here, 57 Chevy Bel Air two-door hardtop. Ray, you must love this car.
Oh, I really do. It's a prize joy.
How long have you had it?
Since 1996.
It's something that you always wanted, or?
Ever since I was a young boy, I've always wanted a 1957 Chevy Bel Air two-door hardtop, and I finally got it then.
How'd you find it?
I was out looking throughout some shows throughout the greater Cleveland area, and I saw one at a cruise and bought it there.
Just kind of bit you on the behind and you had to have it, huh?
Yeah, I saw the for sale sign in the back and got the gentleman right there and have it all of a sudden.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, what have you done to the car since you've gotten it?
Okay, right now I've had a frame-off restoration on the car. I had it done at Classic Auto Works by Ron Fuller in Chagrin Falls, and he's done a wonderful job on it. I've had it done all stock.
This is all stock, correct, everything like that, right?
Yes.
And then is this a trailer queen, or do you drive it around?
Oh, I drive it all the time. The engine is a 283 V8 stock engine. Everything else, the radio is still stock and the clock is still working.
Is that got power steering, power brakes, and all that stuff, or what?
No, everything is your own labor.
The Armstrong power steering we've heard about so much.
Yes.
And what's the exact color of this? I know it's red, but is there a name for it?
Yes, it's a Matador red with a white ivory top.
Certainly a beautiful looking car here.
Thank you very much.
Bob, good seeing you again.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you.
We're here with Bob Miller, who drove all the way from Ravenna, about 20 miles away, in a wonderful T-Bucket. There's 3 days a year he can drive the car. All right, Bob, I want to see you get out of it. Boy.
20 from here on down.
That's the secret, huh?
Yes.
How long have you had the car, Bob?
I've had the car, this will be the second season. Did a few changes to it this year. The motor's fresh. The motor's got about 400 miles on it. It's a 355 cubic inch Chevy. It's got a Wyand tunnel ram, 2 Edelbrock 500 CFM carburetors, 350 turbo.
And what does this thing weigh approximately?
About 1,650 pounds.
It should turn the tires pretty good, huh?
It moves on down the road.
That's what I understand from an unnamed source. No, Bob took me for a ride in this a couple weeks ago, and it's definitely an exciting vehicle. You get to see, with the T-Bucket, you get to see all the suspension work, and you get to see the throttle linkage and the motor and the whole deal. It's kind of a neat deal. And if you look inside, he's got bucket seats in there, and they kind of keep you from flopping around, which is kind of a nice thing. I didn't realize that, but when you, if you had like a bench seat, there's not a lot between you and the rest of the world on this thing, and as was pointed out, you are the 5-mile-an-hour bumper, so there's not a lot out there. Well, Bob, thanks for talking to us a little bit about your car, and
Good to see you again.
good seeing you again. Thanks. Bye. We're here with George Collins now. George is one of the pioneers of Cleveland, I guess. George, we're sitting here in front of your 40 Willys.
Yes, it's a 40 Willys.
Okay, this is a fiberglass body.
It's a complete fiberglass body. It's a body by Outlaw.
How long have you had this car, George?
I've had the car now for over 3 years.
And you run the wheels off of it?
I try to.
George's car is everywhere, and when he's not driving this, he's driving his.
1951 Ford. It's a partially customized Ford, and I've been on a lot of trips with it.
Now, you've taken this across the country, is that right?
Hot Rod Magazine has a power tour every year, and for the last 4 years I've been on it, and I'm looking forward to being on it again next year. So it'll be 5 years in a row.
What kind of powertrain do you have in this thing?
I put a ZZ502 Chevrolet engine in it. It puts out 502 horsepower and 565 foot-pounds of torque.
And transmission?
The transmission is by Chevrolet. It's a 400 transmission, they call it.
And then you have a 9-inch Ford then?
It's a 9-inch Ford rear end positive traction, and it's a 355 rear end in it.
And you've just changed the wheels and tires on this, right?
Yes, I did. I had Krager mags on it, then I put these billet rims on it, and now I have these ET mags on it, and I really like the looks of these. These are going to stay on it now.
Now you have radial tires on that?
Yes, they're BF Goodrich radial tires.
So it's kind of a comfy cruiser, huh?
I made it so that it's going to be comfortable on the road,
Yeah.
and I will be able to go almost any place I wanted to.
Great. Well, that's good to hear, George. Is there a chance we could take a look underneath the hood?
Sure, why not? This is it.
Now, George, you tell me this is the 502 engine, and how many miles a year do you drive?
This car probably about 4,000 to 5,000 miles a year. In my 51 Ford, I travel about 10,000 miles a year.
Well, I know we see a lot of the cruises, and you retired?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that makes it easier.
It makes it a heck of a lot easier.
George, I understand there's some history with the car.
This is one of the first bodies that Outlaw had, and they made the molds out of Tommy Rudka's, well, actually Joey and Tommy's 40 Willies that they used to race. Now all the chrome off of this car is off the 40 Willies. So I think that they gave this car to Tommy Rudka, and he's the one that put it together.
Gotcha. Well, it's a wonderful car. George, good seeing you again.
I thank you very
Thanks
much.
for your time.
Yes.
We're here with Bob Shemitz, and Bob's brought his 41 Buffalo fire truck loaded with DJ stuff. Is that right, Bob?
That's correct.
Now, what exactly do you do?
Well, tonight we're going to set up on the back of the fire truck and play classic music for the classic cars.
Now, this is a 41 Buffalo. How long have you had it?
We've had the truck about 6 years now. Did all the restoration work, and now we use it for the business.
Great, great. I see you're a member of the Western Reserve Fire Buffs Association, is that correct?
That's correct. I'm the president of the group for the last couple of years. Our job in the area is to promote collection and restoration of antique fire trucks.
By the way, what do you do for a living, Bob?
I work for the Solon Fire Department.
Solon Fire Department. This guy is hot. Bob, thanks a lot.
Okay,
We'll see you. Talking to John Sarago, owner of this 59 Plymouth Sport Fury. John, this car looks like it's new. Any
Well,
reason for that?
Well, it's been babied all its life, I guess. It hasn't been out in too much snow. But basically through the years, it sits like this in a garage, normal garage, on the tires.
When did you get the car?
I bought the car in April of 1959.
Wow, so you've owned the car since 59?
It's 59, yeah. It's got 24,000 miles on it.
Well, that is a baby, that's for sure.
And it's all original. The top's original. The front tires on it are original. Safety's sake, I put a couple on the back, but the interior, the paint, the chrome is all original.
What kind of engine do you have in this, John?
This is a dual quad 318 cubic inch polyspherical engine.
Runs smooth as heck, huh?
Oh yeah, it likes to go when you give it a little gas.
You see we've got a Continental kit on the back. Was that standard or is that an option?
That was standard on the Sport Fury.
On the Sport Fury. Okay.
And it's got swivel seats.
Oh, it does have swivel seats.
Swivel seats. Has an instant push button gas heater.
It has a gasoline heater?
Gasoline heat.
Wow. I don't think I know they have them on Volkswagens, but I didn't know that they had it on
the Chryslers had them in those years.
How much do you drive this, John?
Well, this the last couple of years, maybe 400 or 500 miles, just to the car shows.
Only when it's shining, huh?
We've gotten involved with the car shows, and of course, the people who see the car really appreciate being able to see a car of this age, in this condition, with really nothing restored on it.
Right.
It's the way it came, and the paint, I blue coraled it in 1966.
That was it?
That was it. It hasn't been polished since. The chrome I polish maybe a couple times a season when I've got it out. But it's just a basically new car. It's the way I got it. And any nick, like this little thing here, that's it. We don't touch it up. We don't do anything to it at all.
John, is that the original rear window?
That's the original rear window on there, yes.
I'm so used to seeing, the square ones, and but it came from the factory, the wide window.
Right. When I put the top down, I fold the tucks and put a sheet in between them so that they didn't rub against each other, and protected it. And I just wash it with water, and you can still see out of it.
John, thanks for bringing your wonderful car to our cruise.
Well, I'm glad to be able to
drive
show
in
it.
good health.
Thank you.
Yeah. Over here we have a beautiful 29 Rolls Royce and the owner, Jack Treffney. How you doing, Jack?
Fine, real good.
Now, you've owned this car forever, is that right?
Not quite, just 50 years.
Just 50 years. Okay.
As of August, last month, August.
I actually saw this car restored in my aunt's barn back when I was 13. How long have you had it restored?
It's about 40 years ago that I restored this. And then about 25 years ago, I went over the engine and put in new pistons and had the crankshaft turned, new bearings, and so forth.
Do you drive this a lot or a little?
Oh, about 1,500 miles a year in the summer on weekends, going to car shows, tours, parades, and so forth.
I see there's a coast-to-coast reliability run sticker on the window.
Yeah, I drove it coast to coast several years ago, but that coast to coast was at Kelly's Island.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's coast to coast for sure. Do you have any plans to do anything with the car, or are you just going to enjoy it?
No, I'm going to just enjoy it the way it is.
Well, Jack certainly brings the car around to a lot of cruises. It's a very visible thing, and you sure don't see Rolls Royces everywhere. How many Rolls like this model did they make, Jack?
Oh, I suppose maybe a dozen or 18, somewhere around there.
Does this have anything special with the body?
Well, it's a Brewster body. It's an aluminum body, and the fenders are steel. And it's got a door to get in the rumble seat rather than steps on the rear fender.
Jack, I appreciate you showing us the car, and we'll be having talk to you later.
Okie doke. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We're here looking at a mighty fine 50 Chevy fastback two-door sedan. The owner, Don Gray.
Correct.
Don, this is a really nice car, kind of a grayish color. Great guy, great car. Well, it's good that your name wasn't Candy Apple Red.
Really?
How long have you had the car, Don?
Oh, this is the third season.
I know I've seen it a lot of places, going here and going there.
Oh,
and,
yeah, we get around.
Is it a comfortable cruiser?
Yeah, very, very nice.
Was it pretty much like this when you got it? Or?
Pretty much. I've done a lot of little things to it, but
All those little things nobody sees, huh?
right.
And,
But actually, to look at it, it looks just pretty much like it did when I bought it.
well, what kind of power plant you got in this thing?
4.3 V6, and automatic transmission out of a '93 Chevy pickup.
And I suppose you have air conditioning too, huh?
Air conditioning, power windows, power door lock, cruise, tilt.
You are a spoiled guy, I'll tell you. Drive a classy car with all the modern conveniences.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a nice cruiser.
How many miles do you normally drive on this, do you know?
I've put 23,000 on it in the last 3 years.
Wow, you get around.
Yeah.
Well, Don, it's a pleasure talking to you about your car, and certainly hope you enjoy the cruise. While we're walking around here, I stumbled across this 68 El Camino. It's kind of sitting here all by itself. Apparently the owner's out observing some of the other cars. Looking at a nice big block nitrous oxide Dominator carburetor. Ben makes a lot of noise. Oh, and a bullet hole. We got a bullet hole in the hood. Oh, what a tough break. Looking at a little further back, see that this guy's a member of the rock and roll capital Street Mchines Car Club, which is the one that puts the cruise on. And coincidentally, his name is Al Stacco. We're going to take a peek inside. Got the roll bar. Pretty much the whole thing. Racing seats. Full instrumentation. It's an absolutely beautiful raspberry metallic paint job that's hard to describe. In the back, we've got the tubs for the big tires. You got the Mickey Thompson 33 by 20 and a halves. And they aren't big. Dual batteries, fuel cell. Really fine car. Al, as a friend of mine, I know he's had the car a while. He's worked on the motor, redid the motor, and redid the paint. He's got, I don't know, another half gallon of paint left, so he can goof it up a little bit if he wants, and he can still touch it up without running any real problems. But it's nice to see, the so-called truck car being turned into a real hot rod like this one. Talking to a gentleman who's got a beautiful Impala SS here, got a black cherry type color, and his name is?
Dean Sanzone.
And Dean, you brought the crew with you today, huh?
Yeah, I got two of them with me today.
Quiet one.
Yeah, they both just woke up.
This is
Nicholas.
And hiding in the car is?
We have Gino.
You bring them to the cruises with you all the time, or once in a while?
Yeah, once in a while. They enjoy it.
What type of, what year is the car actually?
It's a 95 Chevy Impala SS. It's got the factory 350, the LT1, the Corvette engine in the car. Pretty much stock.
What have you done to it? We know you did something to it, so what have you done?
Basically, all I've done is I put in a nice free-flowing intake, the K&N intake on it, and also a real nice 2.5-inch exhaust with the Flowmaster mufflers. Kind of just let it breathe a little bit better.
That sounds good. Dean, is this like a everyday driver or a Sunday special or what?
Yeah, pretty much a weekend type car. Like to just take it out when the weather's nice.
Do you go to many cruises with the car? Or?
Yeah, we try to catch some of the local ones. We come from Akron, so we like to try and get up here a couple times a month. And then we like to get down to the Triple Crown on Route 91 on Thursday evenings. It's a nice little cruise.
Well, Dean, thanks a lot for bringing your Impala down here and motor on in good health. One of the cars I really wish I would have bought and I never did was an 87 Buick Grand National. They were fast, You can get 28 miles a gallon with these puppies if you kept your foot out of it, if you could. We're looking at this gentleman's here, and he is?
Eddie Miner.
And Ed, how long you had the car now?
I've had it only for about 3 months. I bought it from a gentleman. Price was right, so I decided to go ahead and buy it. Something I've always wanted, and finally got a hold of one that was in good shape with low mileage.
How many miles on it?
33,000 just turned.
Brand new?
Yeah, it's not broke in yet, so but it's a lot of fun. Good driver.
Now you drive this as like a cruise type car then? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. It's got collector plates on it, so they don't allow so many mileage per year on the car. So I drive it on the weekends, and I got another muscle car in the garage that I like. I'm a muscle car fan.
What's that?
It's a 69 Z28 Camaro.
If you're going to have one, you might as well have two, right?
Well, I'm not done yet. I want another one. next one's a Mopar.
I'll round it out. Now, have you done anything to the car? Do you have any plans for it? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I put new wheels on it, put some chrome items under the hood, and I do got some plans to juice it up a little bit. I got a new turbo for it, and a new fuel pump, and a couple other accessories to make it go 11s in the quarter.
Well, they're pretty quick the way they are, and certainly you'll be able to really burn the tires off this one when you get it all jazzed up. We appreciate you bringing the car down here, Ed, and we'll see you around. Well, as we said, we get a nice collection of cars, and we get trucks. And here's a guy, your name?
Richard Johns.
And this is a?
1995 Sonoma, but everyone calls it an S10. Chevrolet.
And you've had this
since new, in 1995.
Richard, can you tell us what you've done to the car? Truck, excuse me.
All right. It's been lowered. It's a Beltec lowering, 3.2 drop. It was done by Summit Racing. We added chrome rally wheels on it, stainless flow-through exhaust with a hard cover, and the bed is enclosed with the Rhino covering for protection.
Is this kind of a weekend-only type thing, or do you drive it a little or a lot?
I drive it quite a bit. I have another car, actually another truck. It's a Tahoe, but I drive this most of the time. It's actually been driven in the winter, and I just try to keep up on it to make it continue to look good.
Now, Richard, you're a member of the Rock and Roll Capital Street Machines, too?
Actually, I'm on the board. I'm the secretary, take the notes of the meeting. Real proud to be with Capital Machines, Rock and Roll Capital Street Machines.
And do you go to other cruises with the truck?
Yes, we've been together, Mike. As you know, we go around at different places. Tinker's Creek. We've been down to Quaker State Lube, and yeah, we go around different places.
Well, Richard, thanks for bringing your truck down here, and I'm glad to see us as a driver, not a trailer queen.
Not a trailer queen.
Enjoy the cruise.
Thank you, Mike.
We're looking at absolutely gorgeous 38 Packard model 1604 Victoria convertible. And we're talking to the owner, who will tell us all about it. And how long have you had the car?
We've had it for 4 years.
Was it pretty much like this when you got it?
The body was, but the engine needed a complete restoration.
You drive this car all over, or just a little bit?
We drive it within a 100-mile radius.
Do you go on any special tours or cruises?
No, we've never been on a tour specifically, but we come to the cruise here almost every Tuesday night with either this car or a Model A. And we've taken the car as far as Warren for the annual Packard show. And in fact, in '99, we attended the centennial of the Packard automobile, which took place in Warren, where the first Packard was built.
What type of motivation do you have in there as far as the engine goes?
What type of engine is it? It's called a Super 8. Packard at the time had a Super 8, had a regular 8, a Super 8, and a 12-cylinder engine, and this happens to be a Super 8.
Well, it's certainly a gorgeous, gorgeous car, and we appreciate you bringing it here. Well, we've got a really radical 33 Ford Custom here, and fortunately enough, we have the builder here, Ron Fuller of Classic Auto Works in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. Ron, can you tell us a little bit about the car and the construction?
Sure, it's a 33 Ford, started out as a Rat's Glass fiberglass car. It was built for Joe Steuben. Joe lives in Lexington, Kentucky. Car was built for Autorama, Detroit Autorama this past year. Did very well down there. He's taken several awards at the outdoor show, Pros Pick. He's also done very well down at the Street Nationals.
Now this is a complete ground-up car. It's like a brand new car that you made from pieces, right?
That's correct. Starts out as a fiberglass body, runs an LS6 Corvette engine. It's completely polished. The body's been highly modified. Leather interior, custom wheels, all sorts of little small details that really set this car apart from the rest of them.
Ron, can you tell us about the paint on this? I look at it and it's blue, it's purple, it's this, it's that. It's smooth as heck.
Yeah, sure. It's a color by DuPont. It's called Blasberry. It actually changes from a blue to a purple between those two colors. It's kind of called a change-up color. It's a base clear urethane. The whole car's been wet sanded and buffed, including the underside and the chassis. So it's pretty well laid out.
Now, is this a brand new car, more or less?
Yes, it's been built from scratch. We actually did it in 6 months. Over 3,000 some hours involved in the car.
Why, it's beautiful. I see that underneath the frame is all custom and polished.
We did the headers and the exhaust. Underneath it's got a Winters quick change rear end. It's completely polished. The engine is aluminum, and it's also polished as well as the transmission.
Well, it's certainly a beautiful, beautiful car. I appreciate you bringing it out to cruise tonight.
Well, great. Thanks for interviewing us. We really appreciate it.
All right, now we're going to meet with Ed Pizak and his family. Ed is the newly elected president of the rock and roll capital Street Machines. And, of course, the emphasis with our club is family. And Ed's got his whole family wrapped up in this thing.
There's my daughter, Mary, my son, Adam.
It's daughter, Mary. Son, Adam.
My wife, Sue.
Wife, Sue.
And my name's Ed. This happens to be my wife's car. This is my wife's car. This is the car that she drives.
So this is the wife's car then, huh? Well, boy, let's take a look at it.
This is a 67 Mustang Fastback GTA car. The A stands for an automatic. This is the first year they had the big block option, and this does have the big block. This is a 390 car. We completely disassembled the car and restored it all of ourselves as a family. We stripped it down to a bare shell and repainted everything, sanded everything, took all the dents out of it, and built it all back together. And the car's been on the road about 9 years now. We've been driving it, and it's like I say, it's my wife's car, and it's just her cruiser. It's nice for her to drive, automatic, power steering, and plenty to get up and go for her to get in trouble.
Yeah, and it's got enough seats for everybody too. But you know, it's a sunny day. It's got a top on it. It's got a roof, Ed. I mean, doesn't that bother you? Don't you want to take a can opener thing and... So what do you do?
Instead of taking a can opener, we just built another one. So, you know, we just decided one day we needed something without a roof, so we looked at a bunch of stuff, and being liking Fords that we do, we built the Cobra. And this one was built by all of us again. We did all the work ourselves. Took us about 3 years. A lot of friends gave us some help on it, and we learned a lot on the way. And this was a very fun and enjoyable project. But this only holds two, so now it's a battle between which of the kids, who goes with who. If it's a nice warm day like today, then it's really tough because my daughter likes to ride in this.
She's no dummy, that's for sure.
No, she likes to ride in this, and we've done quite a bit. This has been in some open track events, and we drive it as much as we can. We just watch the weather. We do have a soft top in case it gets wet.
Okay. Now this is a fiberglass replica?
This is a fiberglass body. It's got a tube chassis as the original car did. It's got a Ford 351 Cleveland motor in it with a 4-speed and a Jaguar end and tubular front suspension with coilovers. We think we did a pretty good job on it to try to make it work.
What color
good.
is this, Ed? We were arguing whether it's blue or black or...
Actually, the car is black. We a good friend of ours came up with some paint schemes for it and some color ideas, and we just played a little game with the clear. And when we put the clear on, we kind of gave it a little bit of a blue haze to it. So in the sunshine, it'll look like a blue metallic, but when the sun's not on it, like now, the car will look more black, or maybe just a dark blue. But the car is actually black.
And how long did it take to do this? Now, you did it all yourself pretty much, and I see you got the stainless exhaust pipes on the side. Obviously came from Ron Fuller Stainless Works.
Yep, he bent them up, and we welded them up. The car was 1 month shy of 3 years to build from when we started.
And you take this to national events and things like that?
Yeah, we do. We've been to the national Shelby events on the open track, and that's mostly what the car has done. We've just shown it at local shows and car cruises, but we have had it up on the track. My son was watching the speedometer up at Michigan, and he said we were coming up on 150, so I don't know exactly where I don't worry about the speedometer at that speed.
Good idea not to take your eyes off the wheel then. Well, Ed, thanks for showing us the car here, and we certainly look forward to lots of years of cruising here, and you as the president of the club. Absolutely fabulous cruise here. When we first got here, of course, there was nobody here, and now there's a ton of cars.
It'll fill up. It's we'll fill this parking lot up. We'll get 700 cars here on a Tuesday, and we put on a quality show, I believe, and we get a good mix of different kinds of cars, from classics to late model muscle cars and about everything in between, and we welcome all of them up here to partake in a good evening of festivities.
Yeah, family entertainment.
Family entertainment. Bring the kids, and that's what we do. We've been doing it for a long time, and it's a good thing to get the children involved, because you know where they're at and you know what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay, Ed. Pleasure.
Thanks for coming up.
Take
care.
Well, it's a little later in the evening now, and we got a little bit more as far as the cars go. In fact, we got a lot more cars here. As we promised, the lot is rapidly filling up, and cars of all types. Old classics, stock cars, hot rods, muscle cars, just a little bit of everything. Walking around here, we see beautiful mid-'80s Chevy pickup, patriotic paint job on here. Got the old stars and stripes on there. Somebody put a lot of time and a lot of energy into making an absolutely gorgeous looking truck with a patriotic scheme, which right now with everything that's going on in the country is real pertinent. Yes, the owner's out prowling around taking a look at all the good stuff, but we thought we really wanted to show this to you. And again, we get all kinds of the cruises, and everyone's meant to put a smile on your face. We're here in front of this beautiful 55 Chevy two-door sedan, beautiful emerald green metallic paint job. Owner Johnny Levicki. How you doing, John?
Fine, how are you?
John, how long have you owned this car?
I've had it 17 years.
17 years? You must have got it when you were like 13 then, huh?
No, I wish. No, I built it 17 years ago. It was a frame-off restoration. Took me about a year and a half to do it.
Did you do most of the stuff yourself, or how was that done?
I did everything myself on it, everything.
You do the interior too?
No, the interior, no, I didn't do that.
Admiring the paint job there, John. You tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a 1977 Lincoln Continental color. It's called medium jade fire mist green. And last coat of paint I put on it, I got a little bit of gold flake in there to make it a little sparkly, and I kind of like that.
And when was this painted?
17 years ago.
This paint job 17 years ago?
Yeah, it's held up pretty good. It must have did something right.
You must not drive it then, right, John?
Oh, I drive it a lot, yeah. I drive it a lot, even in the rain.
Yeah, Johnny's a club member, and he drives this car all over the place. And John, what do you use for motivation on there?
I've got a ZZ4 350 I put in there 1999.
That's a Creighton motor?
Yeah, Creighton motor from GM.
And got gobs of horsepower?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 355 horse, and I believe it.
Yeah. Well, what transmission? And
I've got a 4-speed Saginaw in there, made it up to a Ford 9-inch rear end.
And then how much do you drive this, John?
I average about 3,000 a year in it. just cruising around local car cruises. I put on a lot of miles.
Well, the 55 Chevy with a two-door with a post is really a fine classic car, and John sure got a nice car here.
Well, thank you.
We're looking at a beautiful, beautiful 50 Merc chopped custom here, and the owner, Lou Botto. Lou, beautiful car you got.
How you doing, Mike? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
How long you had this car?
Oh, I think I got it last October. So I had it all for the whole season. Yeah.
Was that local or?
No, I got it out of Wisconsin.
Well, it's just a stunning, stunning car. Now,
thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the body modifications on this?
Yeah, well, it's been nosed and decked. It's got a Camaro subframe on it. It's been chopped 4.5 inches. It's got a custom interior, French headlights. It's got a custom grill in it. It's got a Cal Custom grill with Chevy bumper guards. And got some GM mirrors on it and the spots. And it's got some pinstriping on it. And that's about it, about the body.
And the interior's all been redone?
Yes, interior's all custom, yes.
How's it ride?
Oh, it rides beautiful, like a new car. Like
Do you have air suspension in this or not?
No, I don't. Oh, it's regular suspension.
Boy, it sure is low.
Yeah, it's low. It's low, but it's not too low. I don't scrape, so I'm okay.
What's the color? I'm having trouble with
The
that.
color is candy brandywine over a black base. And it's got a little bit of silver in it, and then it's got 3 coats of clear out over it.
Wow, it looks beautiful. Beautiful in the dark. I bet it's fantastic in the sunshine.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It has a real deep color in the sun. Real bright, metallic, and at night it turns almost black.
And you've been a member of the club for how long?
Oh, I think about 8 years now.
Okay, Lou, thanks for telling us a little bit about your car.
Very good. Thanks, Mike.
Good seeing you again.
All right, bye
Bye. Boy, you sure see a lot of different cars at the cruise here. There's a nice 50 Chevy here. Boy, guy's got the name on the thing. That makes it easy for me, I'll tell you. Sandstorm. This is just a stock old Chevy. This won't kick any sand up. Well, we'll take a look at it anyway. Nice interior. They had nice interiors. A lot of room back then. See, he put a tilt wheel in. Jukebox paint. Pretty nice. Well, he got a Chevy 6 or something. Oh, no. I guess he doesn't. No, this is a guy that does a lot of work on the cars for the club members. And it's a 502 horse, 502 crate motor with a tunnel ram and dual quads. This car will kick up some serious sand. It's a Rich Bowden's 50 Chevy, convertible. Really good driver, drives it a lot. Of course, that's the key. We're looking for cars that basically people drive, but really fine car. This car was done in a 2-car garage. We're in front of absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous 49 Chevy fastback. Owner Tom Setzer, Euclid resident, of course.
Yes, Euclid, Ohio.
And Tom's been working on this car forever, I think, but he'll tell you a little bit about it. How long have you had it, Tom?
Since about 92. It was finished. I had it one place, and then the guy never did finish it, and then I took it to another place, and it was finished in March this year of 201.
Beautiful, beautiful car. Mechanically, you got special chassis or something?
Yeah, it's sitting on an 82 Caprice frame with air shocks, 305 Chevy engine. It's got power disc brakes, power steering. It has a regular Chevy drivetrain. The rear end and everything else is original. We just picked the body up, set it down on the floor pans and the 82 Caprice frame.
Now, the engine is what? That's a modern engine?
Yes, it's a 305.
305?
Yeah, Chevy
Automatic?
small block, automatic. Like I said, power steering, automatic. Everything. Got air, power windows, just like a modern car, except an old body.
You've been driving this around quite a bit.
I just come back from Fort Wayne, Marion, Indiana. I was in Lancaster, Ohio, Columbus, all different places. I go everywhere with my car.
That's a chopped car, Tom, or
Yes,
the roof's
it
been
is.
chopped? How much do you know?
Chopped 4 inches, It's channel 4 inches, which means they set the body over the frame so they didn't have to lower it. And the back fenders are widened 4 inches on the car.
Now, tell us about the interior, Tom. It looks like it's awful special.
It's a 66 Thunderbird interior with a 60 Chevy dash, all digital gauges. It's got 55 Chevy taillights, 53 DeSoto bumpers, 48 Buick grill, and that's about it.
And you run the wheels off of it, huh?
Yep. Drive it everywhere I want to go.
Tom, thanks for bringing it out to our cruise. We appreciate seeing it. Well, we got a really radical car here, and this thing is low. 57 Buick Custom. Owner Gary Burns. How you doing, Gary?
Good. How are you?
Fine. Admiring your car here. You tell us a little bit about it.
Well,
How long have you had it?
I've had the car about 3 years. The car's a Radical Custom. It was built in California in 1990. It was designed by Richard Zoke, who is a very famous custom car designer and builder of California. In 1990, the car won the Sam Barris Memorial Award at the Sacramento Autorama. It won Best of Show at Paso Robles, California, and it also took People's Choice at the Grand National Roadster Show in California. These are three very, very prestigious shows, and it's won numerous major awards across the country, including James Dean.
Now, I see the color seems to be a yellow pearl. Is that correct?
Well, the color is lemon chiffon mother of pearl. It's probably one of the most interesting parts of the car because it's actually painted with pulverized seashells to give it the real mother of pearl effect.
Now, I see it's chopped. How much was it chopped?
The car was chopped 4 inches in the back and 3 inches in the front. The entire back third of the roof was totally redesigned and hand fabricated.
Now, what kind of drivetrain you got in this, Gary?
The car's got a 76 Chevy Corvette engine 350. It's got a 76 Chevy subframe in the front and back. The reason for that is I have all kind of modern running gear like disc brakes, air conditioning. So if you break down someplace, you can go to your local gas station and hopefully get it fixed.
I see you got a full custom interior, too.
Right. The interior was also built from scratch. It's 4 individual bucket seats with a full-length console, and the car is actually period perfect from what we used to do in the 50s, and I've been doing this for like 40 years, building custom cars. In the old days, it was very common to have, to drink beer while you drove your cars, and this car's got an actual beer cooler in the center console, but I don't drink.
Good idea. Well, Gary, thanks for showing us your car, and I'm sure you drive and enjoy it a lot.
I do.
Well, we got another really low custom car here. It looks awful special to me. Jerry Hirschberg, is this your car?
That's my car.
Tell us about it.
Well, it was built in California in 1998.
What model is it?
It's a 63 old Starfire.
Okay.
It was built by a very famous guy out there who's built about 35, 40 cars in the last 35, 40 years. Mm-hmm. He doesn't build them, he designs them and has them built then. His name is Richard Zoke.
Can you tell us about some of the modifications on it? The first thing I see is low.
Right. It's been chopped. Car's been chopped 4.5 inches. Car's been sectioned 2 inches. The bottom of the body has been dropped down 4.5 inches. The car's been lengthened 9 inches, and the back fenders have been widened 4.5 inches on both sides, besides all the other things done to it.
Well, I see you have a custom interior in there too?
Right. Interior, this is not the interior that came with the car. I just put it in there last year. It's an all-white leather interior, piped in purple, lavender.
Beautiful. Now, what kind of drivetrain in that do you have here?
It's got the original drivetrain. It's got a 60,000-mile, 1963 old Starfire engine that runs like a charm still.
And I understand you drive this thing everywhere?
I drive it everywhere. I've put on 19,000 miles on it in the last 3 years. That's driving it pretty much.
And this goes to national events too?
National events, national shows all over the country. Drove it to Florida, drove it to all the way to New York City, all over the place.
Wow, that must be fun to drive a car like this.
A lot of fun. People look at you everywhere.
What color is this?
Color is lilac.
And then you have different shades of shadowing?
4 different shadows, starting from the bottom up. You have to see it in the sun. You can see all the different shading changing on it.
Well, Jerry Hirschberg, sure appreciate you bringing your car to a Solon Cruise. Well, here we are at the end of another Tuesday night cruise for the rock and roll capital Street Machines. A ton of cars. Everybody had a good time. Again, cruising is a family type thing. You'll see cars that are real old. You'll see real new cars. You'll see hot rods. You'll see modified cars. You'll see restored muscle cars. Cars of your youth. We look forward to taking you to another cruise somewhere else in the area.